Hello everyone, this is Taryn with Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. Today I am creating a tag. This space tag was one that I created a couple months ago, and I was just inspired to do something that had some layers. So this is the Scrapbooking Store Kit for September 2025, and it has a wonderful quote in it from C.S. Lewis's The Last Battle, which is the last book in the Chronicles of Narnia. And it says, "Now at last they were beginning chapter 1 of the great story no one else on earth has ever read, which goes on forever, in which every chapter is better than the one before." And so I have always loved that quote, and so I wanted to include it in a little tag. I didn't know if I wanted to Bible journal or not. I could have linked that to a Bible verse, but I just decided that I wanted something to be able to hang up, but also something little, because that quote in that little frame is so little, and so the tag was the perfect option for me. So I'm actually using these different die sets from Sizzix and Tim Holtz, and I'm just creating a bunch of greenery pieces from this paper pack. This is the At Home Carta Bella Paper Co. Collection, and if you have never felt Carta Bella paper, it is absolutely, it's just the perfect paper. It's like a really thick cardstock. I wish I could show you through the video how good it is, but it's a thick cardstock and almost has like a watercolor paper texture. So I want to save all the little extras of this paper, and yeah, we'll use them in the future because you just don't want any piece of this paper to be wasted. So here I am creating different layers of these different flowers. I will not show you everything because it took a good chunk of time. This whole process was about 2 hours, and I'm condensing it to under 10 minutes, guys. So be thankful for that. Now, I know I haven't been as present here on YouTube this summer. That is because we have had an absolutely crazy summer. We had a family friend pass away. My mother-in-law had another heart attack. If you have seen my other video prior to this, I had randomly 2 panic attacks, and I had only had one in my life ever before, and that's actually what started me on Bible journaling. And so I think it had to do with an ocular migraine that I had. It was just pretty stressful. But anyways, it's just been a long summer. And then I was so blessed because early in September, I hosted my fall Bible journaling retreat up at Camp Spofford in Spofford, New Hampshire. And so that was just so much fun. And then we stayed and hung out with my family for an extra week. And so I didn't do any crafting while there, just because there was no place to journal. Like, I guess there is a place to journal, but there's no place to film. And so therefore I could leave a lot of my stuff at home and not pack so much crafty stuff as well. So we are coming back to it. My fall is also busy, but I am determined to come back to this YouTube space. In a couple weeks, I am going to another Bible journaling retreat. And then a couple weeks after that, I have a junk journaling retreat I'm going to. And then that same week, I'm heading to Chicago for Chicago Planners Conference. So it is a busy and fun fall for me. And I don't know if you've noticed, but to attach these greenery pieces while I've been talking, I ended up using some double-sided or like fake score tape. And that was super helpful because I could move them just a little bit. It wasn't as sticky as score tape. And so if I needed to move those greenery pieces, I could definitely. Now I am coming in with some foam tape because I'm going to pop this off the background a little bit just so that it doesn't get lost at all. To attach these florals, I'm using my Barely Arts glue, and I've decided to keep it a little bit more simple than I had originally planned, and so I'm using one pink floral up at the top. I just don't want it to look too symmetrical with another pink floral down at the bottom cluster, and so I'm just adding some yellow florals down there, and then I'm kind of deciding if I want to peek out that other pink floral from behind the card or not, but we're going to save that for a little bit. So now we're going to start on this background. I have these Lindy's Magicals. Now I absolutely love Lindy's Magicals. Do not get me wrong. I have a link down below for an affiliate link if you want to use them. However, here is my thought process with Lindy's Magicals. If you want to color match, Lindy's may not be the best option. I would rather start with Lindy's and then bring in other things that match that, because no matter what, you have different color bursts of different colors, and it looks kind of okay now that I'm looking at it again through the video and doing my voiceover, but it just didn't match perfectly. It was a little too blue, a little too orangey, I don't know. So I decided to change it up and add some paper to my background of this tag. So again, love Lindy's Magicals. I need to remember that I personally would rather start with them and then bring in things that match them instead, because you just don't know what other colors you're going to get when you spray that down, because the different color bursts that pop up. I do have little samples of what each color should look like on my Lindy's Magicals. I've done little testers, like swatches, but they just don't always come out exactly that way. So I put some of the cardstock from the paper pack down on this tag, and then I have this stencil that was actually my grandpa's handwriting. So this is from By the Will for God, Momentary Affliction, and I'm just using some modeling paste there. And then this is a Lindy's spray. However, I need to use them more often, and my little sprayer got clogged. So we're gonna just kind of flick some down, and I got some really big spots that I wasn't anticipating being there. I just wanted it to be like a light little flick of some sparkle. So we're gonna work on hiding those a little bit, some of the bigger pieces. So I'm gonna end up moving this floral behind right here. I'll place that down, and then we're gonna put a little sprig of greenery there. Good thing I still have these guys. And then I have a yellow flower as well that I will kind of put up there. So definitely the bigger bunch of florals is in the upper left hand corner, and then the smaller one in the bottom right hand corner. But we are just moving and grooving here. I also want to add this tag reinforcer that I created, so I just placed that down on the wood grain cardstock from the paper pack and then punched a hole through it. And so now I have my own paper reinforcer that is custom made. I also have this fun little ribbon that has some words on it in type and also in handwritten kind of font, and that just reminded me of C.S. Lewis as well. And now we are getting out these Rosie Studio gemstones. These were included in the add-on kit that you can purchase for $7. It is definitely worth it from the scrapbooking store. And so I am just adding, at first I grabbed the mint kind of colored ones, but then I decided that I will go with this kind of purple mauve-y kind of. They're a little bit more purple than the florals that I have on here, but we're just going to make them into looking like their own colored florals in this bunch. And they look so good as their own little sparkly flower buds. And then guys, this tag is complete. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me over on Instagram and Facebook as Wonderfully Made Handcrafting. I will leave all my links down below. Thank you so much for using those affiliate links, and I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.